किसी को भी दे दो, सब ताई जी हैं।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You can start with that. So location change. So I thought let's start with Kirtan, especially when we are coming to this place. Kirtan is must. Let's start, you can start. Few minutes. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshataya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Vishnu Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatari. Hare Krishna. So welcome you all in this Bhagavad Gita session. So last discussion was about different kinds of sacrifices, yagya, So we discuss about a person who is detached, or a person who is working but he is not getting any reaction for his action. That is akarma. And also we discuss about the qualities of a person who is in this state of inaction, or one who is a detached worker, or whose work is dedicated to Krishna. So the last shloka and the word in that was Yagyaya Acharata Karma Samagram Pravidiyate. So Yagyaya Acharata Karma means working for the pleasure of Krishna. Working, that is called Yagya. So, or sacrifice. So we could discuss about different kinds of sacrifices. If you remember, Dravya Yagya, Jnana Yagya, Yoga Yagya. These are different kinds of Yagya, sacrifices. So different kinds of people are there and different kinds of activities are there. So activities means that is what sacrifice. Yagya means one Yagya we know, that is fire Yagya. Putting some oblation into the fire. That is called Yagya. But as per Bhagavad Gita, we could know that Yagya means that is born out of karma. The action we perform, that is called Yagya. So different action with different motives, different purposes are there. So like we could see, there are people, they worship demigods, and there are people, they worship Brahma, or their goal of worship is Brahma, like Jnana Yogis. Their aspiration is to realize Brahma. And similarly, we could see many other processes, like brahmacharis. What they do, they try to control their mind. So mind control is one. The activities they do, and they try to control the mind, the brahmacharis. And also like Patanjali yoga system, so there are some breathing exercises, how to control your breath, or controlling pranamayu. So similarly, yoga yagya. Yoga yagya means like Ashtanga yoga process. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam. So like that, there are different stages of yagya, yoga. And dravya yagya. Dravya yagya means like sacrificing the possessions we have, or the wealth, whatever, giving donation, charity. That is called dravya yagya. So what is the objective of all these different sacrifices? What is the common objective? We studied about it. What is the first common objective of all these different kinds of sacrifices, yagya or yoga process? What is that? What is the common purpose?
Worship of God.
Huh?
Worship of Krishna.
Yes, that is different.
Harinam.
Harinam, that is the culmination. Culmination of all yoga process is devotion, is bhakti. But the first, any of the practice, any of the sacrifice we are doing, any of the activities we are doing, the first objective we discuss about, the common goal of all yoga processes, to control mind and senses. Without control of mind and senses, we cannot advance. That is what we discuss in detail about. Because this is the first requirement to advance in Krishna consciousness. So, and the culmination of all these different sacrifices, or we can say the result of all action or different kinds of sacrifices, what is the result? That is transcendental knowledge. This chapter, the name of this chapter is Transcendental Knowledge. And transcendental knowledge is the result of action. What kind of action? Nishkam Karma Yoga, detached work. So all these different yoga processes whatever is the process, the ultimate purpose, first of all, is to control mind and senses, or engage mind and senses in such a way so that gradually, eventually, we can advance. We can advance. Means what is advancement? From material attachment to a spiritual attachment. From material platform to a spiritual platform. This is what advancement. Because we are trying to purify our consciousness. Our consciousness, what kind of purification we are doing? Consciousness is there, but that consciousness is materially contaminated. And through this process, whatever different processes are there, the first objective, that objective is to purify the consciousness. Purification means from material to a spiritual, right? So when we elevate on a spiritual platform or in transcendental knowledge, this transcendental knowledge means purification. So transcendental knowledge is the result of all sacrifices. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reaction. And having tasted the nectar of the result of sacrifices, they advance toward the supreme eternal atmosphere. Verse number 30, I'm reading. So all these performers with different kinds of people, different kinds of sacrifices or different kinds of activities, yes, they are doing, who know the meaning of sacrifice. Meaning of sacrifice means purpose. Purpose of sacrifice is not sense gratification. The purpose of sacrifice or any activity is advancement, spiritual advancement. So one who know the meaning of sacrifice or the purpose of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions. So this is the benefit of any of the yajna, any of the sacrifice we're doing. The first benefit or the result is cleansed of sinful reaction. So yajna, what is the purpose? Getting freedom from reaction. There are three reasons, three purposes you can say of doing any sacrifice, any yoga process we are following. First is development of a spiritual consciousness or a spiritual advancement. That is one. Krishna consciousness. And second is getting freedom or destroying all sinful reactions. So whatever sinful activities knowingly, unknowingly we commit, if we perform sacrifices, so that for one objective of that is, one benefit result is that we get free from those sinful reactions. And the third is advance toward the spiritual eternal atmosphere, the spiritual reality, the spiritual kingdom. That is what the purpose of yajna. So, O best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What then of the next? So this is also we discussed that without sacrifice, one can never be happy, even in this life, in next life. So happiness lies in sacrifice. And sacrifice means activities, action. And what kind of action? We discuss in this chapter. What kind of action? Not any action. People are doing activities. But what kind of activities will give you liberation? What kind of activities will free you from all kinds of sinful reaction? What kind of action will elevate your consciousness to a spiritual platform? So that is what we need to understand. That is what Krishna is teaching. And we could study, Kim karma kim akarmeti avayo api yatra mohi. What is karma? What is vikarma? Even very intelligent people also, they are bewildered. They do not understand what is karma, what is vikarma, what is and what is akarma. People do not understand it, and that's why Krishna is saying tatte karma pravakshami moksha tatte karma pravakshami moksha si asubhat. What is that sloka? Tatte karma pravakshami. So I'll give you that knowledge. What is karma? What is vikarma? Once you understand it, you will be free from all reactions. You will be liberated. You will become liberated. So, so just activity is not important. Understanding what kind of activity. So, what kind of activity? Activity which will not bring any reaction. So all these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. So activities which is mentioned in Vedas, Vedic scriptures, means words of God. So if we do activity as per the instruction of God, that is called sacrifice, that is called yajna, and that activity or that sacrifice will free us from all sinful reaction, will purify our consciousness, and will help us to advance in Krishna consciousness. We will become liberated. What is the meaning of liberation? We have discussed it many times. What is the meaning of liberation?
Cycle of birth and death.
Cycle of birth and death, that is one. Moksha, freedom from death, freedom from birth. What else? Means liberation means after death only we can be liberated, or even before that we can be liberated. What is liberation? Huh?
No attachment,
Detachment
from material world.
Detachment from material world, or the freedom from the three modes of material nature. That is more simplified. Simply, see, what is conditioning? What is liberation? What is conditioning? Just another way of asking the same question. What is conditioning? Baddhavastha. What is conditioning? Natural and conditioning. Do we understand what is the difference? Natural state and conditioned state. What is natural state and conditioned state? Easy. Condition means something which is not natural.
ignorance.
Condition.
No, I'm just trying to make you understand. Simple meaning, simple word meaning. Condition and natural. What is the meaning? Something,
Natural state is the way a child thinks, and the conditioned state is when they grow up. As they grow up, they've been taught to behave in a certain way by school, by society. So the thinking becomes more different than what naturally comes.
Natural means my true identity.
yes,
is,
very good.
Is consciousness Sat Chit Ananda.
Yes.
And I wrongly identify this body and.
Yes, this is the meaning. Condition means something which you are not.
Yeah, which you are not.
Which you are not.
We assume it to be the reality.
We assume as it is reality. Very nice. Conditioned. Conditioning means which is not. Some adulteration or some different identity. So when we identify ourselves, our true self, we become liberated. This is real meaning of liberation. Liberation doesn't mean only getting freedom from cycle of birth and death, but the real meaning is being situated in your natural constitutional position. What is your natural constitutional position? What is? We are spirits, we are soul. That is our natural constitutional position. Just try to understand. This is a very important subject. I mean, without understanding this, or without accepting our true self, there's no question of a spiritual advancement. Without understanding that we are a spirit soul, where is the question of a spiritual life and a spiritual advancement? Right? So we have been conditioned from from time immemorial. We are in this material world, and because of our karmas, because of our consciousness, material consciousness, we have been getting different kinds of bodies. Yes, and because of that, we have been conditioned No, we have a firm faith that I am this body. But the true identity is we are not this body, we are soul. This body is just a covering. So when we start understanding this, or when we start realizing it, that I am not this body, I am soul, once you accept it, and what is the nature of soul? Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. The nature of soul is service to Krishna. The natural position of soul is always serving super soul of Krishna. That is natural state. And we have forgotten this relationship. Now we are in conditioned state. We are away from Krishna. We have forgotten Krishna. So that is unnatural state. So natural, unnatural. And many a times I have given you example that fish in natural state, in water, fish is in water, and if we get the fish out of water and provide all sorts of facilities, will it be happy? Never. Because that is unnatural state. So these two things, one, we have to be in natural state, that we are soul, we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we have a loving relationship with Krishna, and serving Krishna is our natural constitutional position, and in that state, in that natural state, we will always be happy, satisfied. All divine qualities we are discussing in this chapter, all those divine qualities will be there. We will be free from all sorts of material desire. Mukta, Gat Sangasya Muktasya Jnana Avastita Chetasa. We will be always situated in transcendental knowledge. So these are all divine qualities. So first we have to understand this basic difference between conditioned, natural state. So Mukta means, liberated means, when we accept this natural position, that I am part and parcel of Krishna, I am servant of Krishna, and we are reciprocating in that relationship, then we are delivered. Even in this material world, we are in this material world, but we will be liberated. We will become free from the three modes of material nature. So three modes of material nature means that gives us some kind of happiness, some kind of distress. But a devotee who is on transcendental platform with the help of this transcendental knowledge will be free from all kind of dualities. He will be not bewildered by the situations. He will be detached from all those situations. He will be always focused in his service to Krishna in all circumstances. Because his only objective, he knows that, his only purpose of life is spiritual advancement. Right? So, transcendental knowledge is the result of all these different kinds of actions or sacrifices or yajna. And this transcendental knowledge, what is the process to receive this transcendental knowledge? We cannot simply by studying or reading some books or by some mental speculation or some dry argument, we cannot understand this message. Now we are going to discuss this point. Yes. So 3 points. First I discuss about that sacrifice or prescribed duties, whatever you say, some action that is very much required, and the result of that action is transcendental knowledge. And that transcendental knowledge we can receive by the mercy of Krishna and Guru. And that's what Krishna is saying there. So, verse number 34 is saying, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. This is recommending, Krishna is recommending. Where from we should learn, or where from we should get this transcendental knowledge? By approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. and render service unto him. So this is the process to receive knowledge. First of all, we have to approach a spiritual master, guru, mentor, guide, whatever term we can use. Do you think a spiritual master is required in our life? Huh? Required? Sometimes people say, why we need any mediator or any manager? We can directly approach Krishna, we can directly approach God.
Not possible.
Without Guru, we cannot get the mercy of Krishna. So by the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru, and by the mercy of Guru, we get Krishna. So without mercy of Guru, this is not possible. And we should also understand who is Guru. This is very, very important, very crucial part of our life. Yes, Guru is must in our life. We must have a spiritual master. And also, we should be very serious about it. We should know it. Who is a Guru? What is the qualification of a Guru? What should be the qualification? If you, for example, let's say, if you want to choose a Guru, what qualification would you see in him or any qualification? On what basis?
A pure heart.
Pure heart, yes. What else?
Firstly, he should not be after the material possessions.
Material positions, material, yes. What
Very
else?
important parameter which you can identify in today's context.
Humble person.
Very humble.
सही दिशा में लेके जाए हमें जो
सही दिशा में लेकर जाए. वो सही दिशा कौन सी है?
अगर हम स्पिरिचुअल की तरफ जाते हैं तो वो हमारी जो हमारा जो मेटेरियलिस्टिक चीजें हैं उनको हटा के हमें स्पिरिचुअल की तरफ थोड़ा सा
Spiritual advancement.
Advancement
Guru,
में
yes. और क्या हो सकता है?
Our parents.
Huh?
Our parents.
Parents, they are also Guru, yes. Of course, there are different Gurus. Parents, they are also, because mother, first teacher. Different Gurus are there. School teacher, college teacher. So different qualities are there. हम यहाँ पर बात कर रहे हैं like we are spiritual upliftment, spiritual advancement, spiritual master. So
Guru
what are
should
those
also-
important qualities?
The Guru should be also realized.
Realized, which is mentioned here. The self-realized.
Yes.
He is self-realized. Guru means self-realized. So there are many qualities, all those qualities, what you said, that is true. Humble, compassionate, pure-hearted, self-realized. These are the qualities of a Guru. So, and other very, very important quality which is mentioned in the scripture, that Guru, the real Guru, true Guru, he is representative of Krishna. Guru means representative of God. And whatever message Krishna is giving to us, the Guru's business or duty is simply giving that message as it is, without any adulteration, without any modification, as it is. Maybe the way of presentation may be different, but there will be no change in message. Message will be same. He works like a postman, simply delivering the packet or the money, whatever. He is simply delivering. Transparent medium. That is very important quality. We must understand. Like many a time, we see in society so many types of gurus, and sometimes when I speak, people, they glorify their guru with, my guru is like, he did so much austerity in Himalayas, or sometimes my guru is very nice speaker or very nice singer. All these are external qualities. But when it comes to internal quality or the Guru Tattva, it is called Guru Tattva. No, any Guru, the Tattva is same. Essence is same. What is that essence? First of all, he must be God conscious, Krishna conscious. Kiva Vipra Kiva Nyasi Shudra Kene Noy Jai Krishna Tattvavita Sei Guru Hai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, anybody Doesn't matter from which background he is coming, from which caste he belongs, from which country he is coming. He is rich, he is poor, educated, not educated. That doesn't make any difference. A person who knows about Krishna Tattva, one who is God conscious, he is Guru. That is the first and foremost quality of a Guru. Guru will not get you away from Krishna. Guru's business is to get you closer to Krishna. And you will see in society many people, they don't have any God in between, in center. Just do good, be good, maybe some moral values. But that is not the ultimate goal. So first of all, we always have to see that any Guru who is helping you to understand your true self, helping you to understand your relationship with Krishna, and helping you to reach to that goal, to revive your consciousness, to Krishna consciousness, helping you to be detached from material attachment and developing your attachment to Krishna, that is the real Guru. Simply approaching Guru for some material benediction, for some material benefits, that is not the role, that is not the real business of Guru. Maybe Guru may bless you for your material comfort or benefit, whatever. But real business of Guru is to revive your consciousness, to develop love and devotion for Krishna within your heart. That is the real business of Guru. And for that, he may chastise you. He may ask you to do something which you don't like. Because Guru is not to please you. Guru means heavy. The meaning of Guru is heavy. So Guru's business is to chastise, to create, at the same time. That chastisement is love itself, right? Guru's chastisement means he is showing his love. True love. Not just, okay, because just to satisfy you is speaking or the way you want. No, not like that. Especially you will see like in Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada never compromised. Guru will never compromise with this. When he was in America, and many people, many Indian sadhus, they approached Srila Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, if you want to survive here, if you want success, if you want many followers, then what you should do? These rules which you are implementing or asking them to implement in the, nobody will follow this. So many advices. You should not wear this Vaishnava attire. And you should, all these rules like no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit relationship, no gambling. This is the basis of life here. Nobody will follow you. Prabhupada never compromised. He said, I'm not here to get something from them. I'm here to give something. I'm not here to create followers. I don't want many stars. I want moon. I mean, Prabhupada was very much clear. He never compromised with principles. In the name of his spirituality, simply exaggerating or increasing material desire or material attachment, that is cheating. Guru is not a cheater. He is a teacher, means a true teacher. So whatever is required to help you to revive your consciousness, to help you advance in Krishna consciousness, Guru will speak those words only. Sometimes he will speak very strong, and at the same time he will give you love also. Love and care. And ultimately this is love only. But we have to understand that when we approach Guru, we should know that Guru is Krishna conscious. He is self-realized. He will never compromise. He will only speak for our benefit, for our spiritual advancement. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Guru na sasya, janani na sasya, daivam na sasya. Means all these different positions, either Guru or being parent or mother, father, whatever. The one is not supposed to become guru or father or mother until he delivers his dependents from the cycle of birth and death. So guru is one. So guru also, his only business is to deliver the dependents or the disciples from the clutches of Maya, from the cycle of suffering of birth and death. That is the business of guru. Yes. Otherwise, if you see, just to increase the number of followers, it's very easy job. It's very easy to increase the number of followers. Especially in ISKCON, you will see number of followers, or in classes. One time, some disciple from Srila Prabhupada asked, Prabhupada, see other institutions or other gurus, when they do classes, thousands of people joining those sessions or classes. But in our classes, very few people are there. Prabhupada said, no, those are all artificial jewelry shop. We are selling diamonds. We are diamond shop. Otherwise, see, so many rules and regulations, so many restrictions. If we want followers, we should have avoided it. We should have said, like, okay, just do whatever you want to do. Just like that. So anyway, so guru means, these are the qualifications of guru. Guru is Krishna's representative. He is pure-hearted, self-realized soul. He understands what is good for us. And when we take shelter of such guru, when we approach him, and what do we do when we approach him? Inquire from him submissively. We have to inquire from guru. Not argument, but inquiry. Submissively. This is approach, submissive approach. With challenging attitude, challenging spirit, if we approach guru, it's very difficult to receive knowledge. But it doesn't mean that we have to blindly accept everything whatever guru is saying. It's not blind faith. But we have to inquire in a submissive way and render service. Render service means, how can we render service to Guru? How to render service to Guru? These are the 3 steps, right? First of all, finding out or approaching a self-realized or a spiritual master, authentic spiritual master. That is first step. Second step, inquiry, asking questions for clarification, not to challenge, but to clarify the doubts, sanshaya, in a submissive mood. And what kind of question we should ask from Guru? What kind of question we should ask? What kind of desire we should approach Guru with?
God-related questions.
God-related? Yes.
How to be a good human being.
Yes.
How to be a good human being.
How to be a good human being, yes. Yeah. What else?
Take us closer to Krishna.
Yes. So once, I'm just giving you a small story. Srila Sanatana Goswami, he was a very exalted personality, one of the personal disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very knowledgeable, coming from a very exalted background, and he was Prime Minister in that period of Nawab Hussain Shah. And when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he inquired, Ami ke apanara hita hita kichu nahi jani. He said, first he is teaching us what should be the approach. He was a very knowledgeable person, very intelligent person, coming from a very rich background. And when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he offered his prostrated obeisances, and then he said, my Lord, I don't know who am I. I don't know who am I and what is the purpose of my life. Though people say that I am very intelligent, I'm a Pandita, But ultimately, actually, I don't know anything. I don't know about my identity. Please tell me. So when we approach Guru, we should feel like I know nothing. No, just taking shelter. This is what submissive approach. An inquiry about self-realization. Who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What is the purpose of this life? How can I be free from the sufferings of this material world? How can I achieve the ultimate perfection of life? These are the questions we should ask. And whatever instructions we are getting from Guru, then third step is rendering service. We should render service. So rendering service means, what is the meaning of rendering service? How can we render service to Guru? Yes, anybody?
Obedience.
Following the instructions.
Following his instruction. Following his instruction. And without rendering service, will not realize the knowledge. Because knowledge is, if it is not practiced, then we will not get realization. So these are the 3 steps Krishna is teaching, that submissively, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So Guru, he is a self-realized person. He has seen the truth. So approaching, inquiring submissively and rendering service. And this is the process of getting transcendental knowledge. And what will happen? What is the result of getting such kind of transcendental knowledge? Yag yatva punarmoham evam yasasi pandava yena bhutani asheshani dakshasi atmanyato mai. Krishna saying, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. So once you receive transcendental knowledge through authentic resource, through authorized or pramanik guru, then you will never fall into such illusion. What is that illusion? Illusion, ignorance. I am this body. This is illusion. So any kind of like ignorance, this I am this body, and sense gratification is the ultimate purpose of life. I can be happy in this situation. This is all illusion. So we will never fall into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. So with the help of this transcendental knowledge, the result is, we will get a clear vision. Clear vision. What is that clear vision? We will see. Not only we will understand that I am soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, but we will see Krishna in everyone's heart as super soul. We will start seeing Krishna everywhere, in everything, in every person. We will start seeing Krishna. This is what seeing things in reality. What is material, what is spiritual, very clearly we will be able to see. What is good, what is bad, what will help me to advance in Krishna consciousness, we will very clearly see that. So seeing Krishna everywhere, in everything, this is called clear vision. Is it clear? Seeing, how can we see Krishna everywhere? How can we see Krishna everywhere?
By seeing the goodness in others.
First of all, we know that, like I am part and parcel of Krishna, all these living entities, they are part and parcel of Krishna. All these material things we are seeing, that is manifestation of Krishna's energy only. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Everything we have or we see, is there anything which does not belong to Krishna? Krishna is saying a spiritual world, material world. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything is emanating from Krishna. That is Krishna's energy. Spiritual energy, material energy. So when we start seeing everything in relation to Krishna, everyone in relation to Krishna, that is what seeing truth. Then we will not exploit it, but we will utilize it in service of Krishna. Because everything belongs to Krishna, so we have to utilize it in service of Krishna. Right? Then we will not hate, we will free from attachment, raga, dvesha. We will not become envy to anyone, or we will not hate anything, because we know this is Krishna's energy, and Krishna's energy must be utilized in Krishna's service. So this is what we will get a clear result. So what is another result, benefit? Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. This is another benefit, another result of transcendental knowledge. So what is the benefit? Even if you are most sinful, what Krishna is saying, of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So two results will be there. When we receive transcendental knowledge, first of all, we will be free from sinful reactions. Sins we will be free from, means it will destroy. Transcendental knowledge will destroy all sins, and at the same time it will destroy all sinful reactions. Sinful reactions, previous sinful reactions, that will be destroyed, and sins also will be destroyed. Any example do you remember? Transcendental knowledge, when we receive it from the authentic Guru, this transcendental knowledge will destroy all the sins and all the sinful reactions, and we will become liberated. I told you one story from Srimad Bhagavatam about Giridhari. He was a hunter. He was killing animals in jungle. His business was killing animals, and that too, he was not killing, he was just killing half killing. You may simply killing, not fully, but he was killing half, and he was enjoying seeing them crying, or that kind of hunter he was. And Narad Muni, when he saw the Giridhari killing like this, he was very unhappy, and he just approached Giridhari, and he inquired from him, why you kill like this? If you want to kill them, just kill them completely, fully. Why you make them struggle like this? So Giridhari, he said, I love doing this. I enjoy. When I see them crying, when I see them struggling or dying like this, I feel very happy. See, such a sinner. Huh? Then Narad Muni instructed him, no, you just kill them fully. Don't let them struggle like this. What will happen if I do like this? Giridhari asked. Narad Muni said, if you do like this, as per the law of karma, you will also struggle, you will also be killed by them in your next life. Law of karma is very stringent. So like you killing them, they will kill you in your next life. And he got just shocked enough, and he said, no, I was never aware about it, I was never knowing about it. And this is what my family business, this is what I have been doing. What should I do now? Please instruct me. So he accepted Narad Muni as Guru. Very submissively surrendered. I was not knowing, please tell me, how can I be free from all these sinful reactions, all this sinful mentality? Please tell me. Then Narad Muni instructed him. Chant the holy name. Just give up this business. Don't do this. He said, but how will I survive? How will I fulfill my needs, bodily needs? Narad Muni said, don't worry, I will provide you. Just follow my instruction. And faithfully, the last section of this chapter is about faith. We will discuss how big role faith is very, very important. And he had faith upon Narad Muni's instruction, surrendered. He gave up his business of killing animals, and he just with his family, his wife, in the jungle only, in a small cottage, he started chanting the holy name of the Lord. So detailed discussion is like he could understand. Transcendental knowledge means he could understood that what his real position is, who is God, what is his relation, what is the purpose of life, everything he understood, and then based on that transcendental knowledge, he started practicing. Totally transformed. And later on we see how Narad Muni with Agastya Muni, he again approached after some time. And when he was approaching Giridhari, and what he was doing? Just to offer obeisances. No, he was cleaning the ground. And the Agastya Muni, he could see what he is doing. He was cleaning the ground just to offer obeisances to his guru, Narad Muni. And what he was doing, cleaning means, he was surprised to see that because there were ants on ground, and before offering obeisances, he thought, if I offer obeisances, all these ants will die. See, the same person who was killing animal brutally, the same person, so much transformation that now he is not willing to kill even ants. So here we see even the most sinful of all the sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, which we receive through Guru, this transcendental knowledge will get us free from sins and sinful reactions, like Giridhari. So many examples are there. Even in current situation, if we see Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America, what kind of people were there? They were all engaged in all sorts of sinful activities. And those people just took shelter of Srila Prabhupada. And by hearing from Srila Prabhupada, their heart were purified. And they become so saintly. Not only advancing, but helping so many suffering souls, so many people in spiritual advancement. So this is the power of transcendental knowledge. Yathai dhamsin samviddho agnir bhasmasat kurte arjuna jnana agni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurte tatha. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So it is compared to blazing fire. Just a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes. So does the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all reactions to material activities. So perfect knowledge of self and super self and their relationship is compared herein to fire. This fire not only burns of all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. So pious and impious activities. So not only impious activities, reactions of impious activities, but pious activities also. So whoever is like studying Bhagavad Gita, they know that even pious activities or impious activities, both activities are binding. Both activities, whatever fruits we are getting, good results, bad results, but ultimately those results, those fruits are binding in this material world. So the activities which is Krishna conscious activities, akarma, that is liberating. So there are many stages of reactions in the making, reaction, fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. but knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. So anyway, this point, I have explained it again, different stages of actions are there. Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, Kutam, Bijam. Srila Rupa Goswami explaining these 4 stages of action. So one is called Prarabdha. Prarabdha means the the results we are getting, the current results of our previous actions. The result is called Prarabdha. Like in present time, whatever sufferings we are getting, or good results or bad results, that is called Prarabdha. And Aprarabdha means the actions are done, but right now the result is not result is still awaited. That result will take place. That result we will get in future. That is still there. And time to time, whatever action we do, because of that action, we develop some kind of tendency to do that activity again and again. Whatever activity we do, apart from result of that action, we also develop tendency to do that activity again and again. Is it? You understand? For example, a person's alcoholist, drunkard person, alcoholist, they drink, and because of that, they get some reaction. At the same time, they develop tendency to drink again. Yes? So that tendency
To enjoy again.
Enjoy again.
Is it addiction?
That is addiction. So tendency, that is called, or propensity to do that activity again, that is called kutam. The impressions, deep impressions are there. As many times you do any activity again and again, again and again, then it is creating a kind of impression, a propensity to do it again. Right? And because of that kutam, or propensity, we develop desire. That is called bija, seed. Desire seed. So based on time, place and circumstances, because some impressions are there, and when you come in that kind of atmosphere, or in that kind of circumstances are there, then automatically, because of that propensity, desire develops. And when desire is there, then you take action. And this cycle goes on. This cycle goes on. First, desire, then action. Action get 2 kinds of results, prarabdha, aprarabdha. Prarabdha means immediate results, and aprarabdha means future results with propensity, with that tendency to do this again. So if you see the scripture, even if you destroy the seed, like different processes are there which can help you to get free from the sinful reaction. Whatever activities or any action we do, we can be free from those reactions. But that is not sufficient. It is like cutting the weeds. When you have a beautiful garden and so many beautiful flower plants are there, along with those flower plants, we see so many weeds are there. Weeds, grasses, generally जो घास होती हैं. And what we do, one way of removing those weeds, just cut it. But the roots are very strong, especially about weeds. The roots are very strong. Again and again you cut it, but again and again you will see that will again come out, because the roots are very strong. So we can be free from sinful reactions, but burning out that desire seed, or that propensity to commit sinful activity, that propensity is deep down. It is very difficult to uproot. So I'll take just 5 minutes, we'll discuss about, even because this question, Parikshit Maharaj, he asked from Sukadeva Goswami, when he could see that so many people suffering in this hellish planet, Naraka, different kinds of narka, when he heard about it, that there are 28 kinds of hellish planets, and people, because of their sinful activities, they go to different hellish planets and they suffer, they get punishment for that. And Parikshit Maharaj, being a devotee, he was very compassionate. He was just thinking, how can, no, because punishment is very severe. And out of compassion, he inquired from Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, is there any way, can we get them free from there? Or is there any solution so that people not go there at least? People should not go to hellish planets. Or if somebody has committed some act or sinful activities, how can we get them free from those sinful reactions? So Parikshit Maharaj told him that yes, in Vedic scriptures, for every sinful activity there is atonement, prayashchit. So if somebody is doing atonement or doing prayashchit, he will be free from the sinful reactions. Then Parikshit Maharaj, he said, but what is the guarantee that the person will not commit sin again? Because he said it is just like elephant taking bath. Elephant, he goes to the water, he take bath, and again when he comes out, again putting mud on his body. Or anybody, even thieves, they know that if they steal or if they do some robbery, they will be punished by the police. They go to jail, they get punishment. Again when they come out, again they start the same activity. And what is the use of such kind of atonement? Because the person is repeating the same activity again and again, even after getting punishment. Yeah, this is so true. And Sukadeva Goswami said, yes, this is very true. Why? Even after knowing that I will get punished for this, the person is doing sinful activity. What is the reason? Because that sinful propensity is there. Sinful propensity is there. Even after getting punishment. Do we feel like it happens? Sometimes like we decide, okay, I will not repeat it, I will not do it.
It happens very often with everybody. Two children are born in the same family.
Today is the last day. I will not repeat this mistake again. I will not do this activity again. After some time again we fall into the same things. Why? Because from time immemorial, some desires are there, some propensity is there, and because of that propensity, we again fall into that.
Everybody is born with certain propensity.
Because that is what we have to become free from that. So now Sukadeva Goswami, he said, yeah, you're true. And he is now speaking about that. The story of Ajamil is here only. Sukadeva Goswami is speaking about the story of Ajamil. Such a nice boy, born in a Brahmin family, with culture, so much obedient to his parents, always following his parents' instructions. But how? Because of his, maybe in previous life, some desire, when he came in wrong association or when he saw the prostitute and the Shudra, and he got deviated, or that propensity, that desire, that material desire to enjoy, just developed. And because of that desire, now we know the story, how he left everything. He left his chaste wife, he just married to that prostitute, he spent all his money, all his father's money, and finally when he was not having money, he started robbing, he started doing all sinful activities to get money and to satisfy his senses, to fulfill the needs of his family. And finally, when he was having nothing, no money at all, even wife left, nobody was there. But fortunately, by Krishna's mercy, because he had done some devotion, so his last son, whose name was Narayan, and by the mercy, because at the end of his life, when Yamdutas approached him to take him away or to take him to the hellish planets, Naraka, and seeing them, he was so, because they were so ferocious, he was so much bewildered. Out of frustration, he called out his son's name, Narayan. And simply calling out the name of Narayan, Vishnu Dutas appeared, and that long discussion is there. And just that the glories of the holy name is there. So why Shukdev Goswami is telling this story? So he said there are different processes to get out of the sinful reactions. So one may follow those steps. So and by following those steps or different yoga processes, one can be free from maybe sinful desire. But the propensity of sinful desire is still there. And then he's saying that only bhakti can eradicate that sinful propensity. Externally, we can clean the garden, we can cut down all the weeds, but that is not the permanent solution because roots are still there, deep down, strong roots are still there. Based on time, place, and circumstances, that weeds will again come out. The solution to this problem is not just cutting the weeds, but uprooting the weeds. And that uprooting means when we take shelter of Krishna, when we do devotion, that is what the complete purification of heart. Even this question, Uddhava, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Uddhava, he inquired from Krishna himself, what is the best process to receive your love? Or what is the best process? Many people, whatever process they follow, they say that this is the best, that is the best. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga. Everybody say that this is the best process. And Krishna himself is speaking, yes, these are the different processes, but this does not purify the heart completely. Some kind of desire is still there. Somebody is an ashtanga yoga process, if they do practice ashtanga yoga process, because by following those processes, they get some kind of siddhi, mystic powers. So their desire is to get some mystic power. Jnana yoga, people become very much proud of their knowledge. So many things are there. So Krishna is explaining everything, that because all these people, even they are following some process, but some tinge of material enjoyment is always there. But in pure devotion, this bhakti yoga process, devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, they do not desire anything apart from Krishna. Their only desire is Krishna. Even they do not desire for mukti from the cycle of birth and death. Even they do not desire Krishna's abode, back to home, back to God. Like we said, our ultimate goal is going home, back to Godhead. But the pure devotees of the Lord, even they do not desire a spiritual kingdom. What is their desire? They only desire, because they know that either I am in Golok Dham, either I am here in material world, my only duty is to serve Krishna. So they are happy here, they are happy there. Because they know that either I am in Golok Dham or I am in this material world. What I have to do? If I go there, then also I have to serve Krishna. If I am here in this material world, I have to serve Krishna. So they only desire for service of Krishna. They only desire to love Krishna. Swarga, Apavarga. Even Lord Shiva, he is saying to Parvati ji that devotees of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, they do not bother about Swarga and Naraka. They can be happy anywhere, in any place. Why? Because wherever they are, their only desire is to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. So he is speaking in reference of Vritasura. I'll tell you this story sometimes later. Vritasura, Chitraketu Maharaj, when he took birth as a demon, as a Vritasura, and he was very happily accepted this position. And Lord Shiva to Parvati, he is speaking that devotees, Lord Krishna's devotees, they are always happy. They do not consider Naraka and Swarga. For them, everything is equal. Wherever they are simply engaged in service of Krishna. And Krishna is saying, like we were talking about the Uddhava, Krishna said that the same example, like burning fire. Bhakti is like a fire which burns all these material desires. No material desire at all. So this is the result of transcendental knowledge when we receive from a transparent medium, authentic spiritual master. This is the result of. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalena atmani vindati. In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. In due course of time. So first of all, nothing is more sublime. This knowledge, transcendental knowledge, most sublime, and that this is pure. And mature fruit of all mysticism. All mysticism, all yoga processes, the culmination of all practices, all activities is to understand, or is to understand this, receiving this transcendental knowledge. What is transcendental knowledge? We know that. What is transcendental knowledge? Because again and again this word is coming, so we should know what is transcendental knowledge. Very simple. Again and again I keep on repeating this. What is transcendental knowledge? If somebody asks you, what is transcendental knowledge?
That we are soul, that we are soul.
Very simple. Prabhupada has simplified it. Make it very easy. Just knowing that I am soul. I am part and parcel of Krishna. And knowing the relationship. Your relation with Krishna. And acting in that relationship. How to act in that relationship? That is transcendental knowledge. That is what we are learning from Bhagavad Gita. How to act. Not just activity, but behind that, what should be the consciousness? That is very, very important. Even if you are doing devotional activity, apparently, externally, but your consciousness is not devotional, that will not bring that result. So activity and consciousness, that's why it is mentioned. Krishna consciousness. We are talking about Krishna consciousness. Krishna is giving us consciousness. Krishna is telling us how to work. What should be the thought process? What should be the approach? Simply we are learning that. He is not asking us to give up activity. He is asking us to change the consciousness, to make it Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. That is the perfection of life. So when we follow the instructions of Krishna, or we practice Krishna consciousness, then this is called devotional service. Devotional service is following Krishna. And this knowledge will himself in due course of time. Yes. So when we practice the knowledge received by Guru, by Krishna, then in due course of time, by practice, we will realize it. We will experience it. Because without practice, without action, there is no reaction. So without practicing, we will not be able to realize knowledge and science. We have to convert knowledge into science. Yes. So by the mercy of Guru, by the mercy of all Vaishnava devotees, we are getting such a sublime message, Krishna's message, through a authentic Guru. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, so pure-hearted. At the age of 70, he is taking so much pain going around the world to distribute this knowledge. Without any discrimination, everywhere, so many times, within 12 years, 14 times, he traveled all over the world, and day and night, he worked to deliver this knowledge, Krishna's message. And he is writing in this Bhagavad Gita's preface that even if one person becomes devotee of Krishna, that is the success of my movement. So serious desire and so sincere desire he has. So this is like we were talking about how we can serve Guru. So whatever contribution, if we are taking this sublime knowledge, transcendental knowledge from him, of course, he is the medium. By his mercy only we are here. So we can render service to Srila Prabhupada by understanding and following these instructions. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Any question? Anything about whatever we discussed about? If you have any question.
Intellectually, it is very easy to understand all these concepts, but we don't have the firm conviction on this.
Yes, the last section is talking about this only. Ashadhanascha samsayatma vinashyati. Agya ashadhanascha samsayatma vinashyati. We will discuss about it. Of course, we may not have that level of faith at this point of time. But whatever little bit faith we have, with that, at least we should practice. We should start some practice. And when you start practice, then that small realization will be there. And based on that, your faith will increase. And then gradually, eventually, like it is mentioned, it will not happen overnight, it will not happen all of a sudden. But when we start practicing, gradually we will start realizing. Yes. Anything else?
Does every addiction lead to this desire? Which
Yes.
you,
Yes. Anything. This is the cycle of karma.
Suppose I have an addiction of exercising.
Yes.
So what desire, it leads to?
No, exercising means some for some physical health you're doing.
Yeah.
So, developing desire. See, desire is always there. But what kind of desire we have, what kind of consciousness we have, or the activity or exercise we are doing, what kind of consciousness it is developing, that is what more important. So far as physical exercise is concerned, if you're developing habit to do exercise, that is good habit. We should do exercise so that we can keep our body, mind fit. That is good habit.
Yeah.
But doing exercise is one thing. To keep my body fit, that is one objective. Why to keep that body fit? What is the purpose behind that? That is what we should understand. Like yoga processes, different yoga processes, there are yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, doing. But what is the purpose of doing this exercise or these physical activities?
To remain healthy and fit.
To remain healthy. But again ask question, why to remain healthy and fit? Why? This is my question to you. Why to remain fit and healthy?
To be independent throughout our life.
To be independent?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, many of the students who are old to these classes, they will understand it.
They must answer.
Yes. If anybody would like to...
Ultimately, is to your basic question was who I am, to understand who I am.
Self-realization.
Self-realization, the ultimate purpose is that. Even you want a good body, not for enjoyment, for self-realization. You need a body. Otherwise, you can't have a self-realization.
No, but if it is as superficial as you want to look good, I mean that is another thing that to keep yourself healthy.
Yes.
But yes, the physical appearance as well.
Yes, yes.
What is wrong?
Health, no, nothing is wrong. We have received this body by the mercy of Krishna. And keeping this body healthy is our duty, is our service. But the point, what I am asking, that we should know the purpose, that why I want to keep this body fit. What is the purpose? Like, you got the answer that means as per scripture, this human form of life, there's a purpose, and that purpose is self-realization. Self-realization means knowing our true self, understanding the purpose of our life. Like we have different purpose. Purpose may be getting a good job or getting whatever different objectives we have. We don't have to ignore that, because we are in this material world. We have this material body. So whatever duties, whatever responsibilities we have in relation to this body, we have to execute that. We don't have to deny. We don't have to ignore it. But the point here, what we are discussing, we have to utilize, or we have to do all those activities in such a way so it should help us to revive our consciousness, purify our consciousness, or to self-realization. So doing exercise is good. Getting good food is good. But we should know that why I'm keeping this body healthy, so that I can utilize this body, my intelligence, to understand my purpose of life. That is what we are learning from Bhagavad Gita. Because without knowing, if I do not know the goal of life, if I do not know that my true nature, or I'm soul, then what will happen? Like if somebody is not having Atma Gyan, what they will think? Why they will keep the body fit, so that the purpose is to enjoy the body. Because we feel happy, we believe that when I have a good body, fit body, then I will enjoy more, I will eat, I will do whatever desire is there. No? I will try to satisfy my body, my senses, and I will feel happy. That is what the material understanding. But in Bhagavad Gita we are studying, there are two kinds of happiness. Material happiness and spiritual happiness. Material means bodily happiness. That bodily level of happiness or bodily level of life, as per Bhagavad Gita, it's a source of suffering.
And another point is,
And that is temporary. I'm just making a difference. That is there, happiness is there, but that is temporary, that is not permanent. And doesn't matter how much we try to make our body healthy over the period of time, it will grow old. We will not be able to enjoy. It will create lots of suffering. Like in old age, we have desire to enjoy. In old age, even people have desire to enjoy, but because of their bodily condition, they are not able to enjoy. And this is what Krishna is teaching, that bodily level of happiness is temporary. It's a source of suffering. But using this body, that is what first understanding we have to develop. And at the same time, we have to understand that spiritual bliss, spiritual happiness is not bounded with time, place and circumstances. That is eternal. That is not temporary. And also, not only about happiness, but this way of life. This is called godly way of life. Last session we were talking about. This kind of happiness, spiritual happiness, not only will give you happiness, but it will help you to get out of suffering from this material world. It will make you eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. Material way of life will keep you going through the cycle of birth and death in this material world. Birth, death, old age, disease. Birth, death, old age, disease. And the objective of this human form of life is to come out of this cycle of suffering and going back home, back to Godhead. So enjoyment is our integral, constitutional, we can say that is our natural propensity. But how to enjoy, that is very important to understand. Krishna is speaking about that. Soul's nature is to enjoy. But one way of enjoyment which is degrading our consciousness, which is keeping us in this material world, binding us through the cycle of this birth and death. And another way of enjoyment, which is godly way of enjoyment or spiritual way of enjoyment, which is liberating us, which is getting us free from this entanglement. So which option you like?
The free one.
Free one, yes? So don't think ever that a spiritual way of life or this Krishna conscious way of happiness or this life will get me out of my happiness. This is what we have to free from the illusion. Godly way of life is more enjoyable. You will relish more, you will feel more bliss, and at the same time you will be free from all attachment to this material world. Yes, anybody else would like? Yes.
even the body will not remain alive for all the time.
Getting
Whatever
attached to
you
your
may take
body
care of
is
it.
something
It will
materialistic.
grow old and it will vanish.
Yes, getting attached means thinking that I am this body only. No, not having any understanding about soul. And thinking that I am this body and this is the only life. Eat, drink, be merry, that's it. Nobody knows about future. This is what materialistic way of life. But a spiritual way of life is understanding that I am soul and I am part and parcel of Krishna. I have a loving relationship with Krishna. Somehow in this material world, from time immemorial, I have been in association with this material modes of material nature. I have forgotten that relationship. And fortunately, I have received this human form of life. And now the objective of this human form of life is to revive that relationship. And whatever activities, whatever association helping me to revive that loving relationship with God, with Krishna, That is what I have to accept. And anything and everything which is getting me away from Krishna, I have to be away from that. Because that is very dangerous. We don't know. And that's why we request that somehow or other, like Krishna is saying, just be in the boat of knowledge. Be in the association of devotees. Just keep yourself in association of Krishna's devotees. Because even if we deviate, these devotees will help us to come on the path again. That is very, very important. So now you have joined us. Continue this journey. Help us. Yes. So just regularly attend, and amazing knowledge, and not only knowledge, but like Prabhuji was asking about that. It's very difficult to have faith, or it's very difficult to practice. It's not. It's not. It's very easy. When we hear about it, it looks like it's very difficult. But when you are in association with devotees, and I'm telling you, because we are not trying to practice. Just take one step, small steps. You start practicing, and it will become very easy for you. Bhakti Yoga is the most easiest process. Any other process you talk about for self-realization, meditational process or Ashtanga Yoga process or Jnana Yoga process, it's very difficult. How many people can, studying Vedic scriptures, vast Vedic scripture, how many of you can read? How much time do you have? How much intelligence you have that you can understand the Vedic words? It's very difficult, right? Ashtanga Yoga, we know, it's very difficult. Even so many examples we could see. Big people, Vishwamitra Muni, Saubhari Muni, they did so much austerity for hundreds and thousands of years, and they fell down. They could not control their mind and senses. And in this age of Kali Yuga, so less qualification we have. Can we do that? No. And that's why Krishna, out of mercy, Bhakti Yoga is, even a child can do that. Prahlad Maharaj, he was just 5 years old boy. He was in Bhakti Yoga. He was always absorbed in Krishna's thought. And his father Hiranyakashipu, so powerful, hundreds and thousands of years of austerity, he could accumulate so much of wealth, so much of opulence, power, everything. Even the demigods were in fear out of his raise. Because simply just raising his eyebrow will make all the demigods in fear. And a small boy, Prahlad Maharaj, Vitarag Bhaya Krodha, he was never fearful. No fear at all. He was teaching his father, guiding him, instructing him. Krishna is the source of everything. When he asked that, where from you get this power? He said, I am getting from Krishna. You are also getting power from Krishna. I am also getting power from. He was so fearless. So devotion is very, very bhakti is very easy process. And there are 9 processes of bhakti: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And all these different processes, any one process we can follow. Yes. Like you are doing bhakti. This is what Shravanam. You are hearing about Krishna, that is bhakti. Worshipping Krishna, that is bhakti. Remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna, bhakti. Is it a very difficult process? No. It's very relishing, very enjoyable process. Keep on hearing in association with devotees, chanting, kirtan, dancing, feasting. Yes. With this understanding that yes, all these activities I am doing because Krishna feels happy when we chant His name, when we do kirtan, when we dance with devotees, when we hear about His glories, His instructions. Krishna feels happy. And our duty is just to please Krishna. And if Krishna is happy, yasmin tushte jagat tushte. If Krishna is happy, you will always be happy. So this is a process. If you have one formula, I'm just going to give it and close it. If you want to become happy, I'll give you a shortcut formula. You know what is that shortcut formula? If you want to become happy, do not try to become happy. If you want to become happy, Do not try to become happy. Understand it? Huh? Just try to make Krishna happy. You will be happy. True happiness will come. Just try to please Krishna. Our happiness lying there. Individually, independently, away from Krishna, does not matter how much we try hard, we will never be happy. That is, we have seen, we can see others, we can realize. Anybody, everybody, independent, away from Krishna, they tried hard to become happy, they tried hard to control the whole universe, world, but finally they were destroyed by the time. Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, all these big personalities, demoniac personalities, they were trying to be happy away from Krishna and they were destroyed. They were happy, always in anxiety and stress. But Krishna devotees, they are always happy. They have, they do not have, doesn't matter, it doesn't make any difference. Because they have taken shelter of Krishna and they are always relishing the nectar of transcendental love, transcendental divine message, transcendental glorious pastimes of Krishna. Simply absorbed in that. And they are always blissful, liberated. Do we want such kind of life? Yes? Thank you so much for your nice questions. So just continue these classes and very easily you will understand all these things. And I'm really thankful to all of you. With patience, you keep on hearing, and I hope this transcendental knowledge we are receiving through Guru Parampara will surely help you to advance. And yes, thank you. Hare Krishna. Shita Mataji is there. Sita Kaul Mataji. She is not here. Though I have watched, but in still few questions I thought I should answer. So let's do another 5 minutes. We'll do Kirtan 5-10 minutes. Okay? Aarti, at the same time, we can do Aarti also. Where is Lata Mataji? She is here.
Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ramchandra Kripala Bhajavan Haran Bhava Bhaya Daran. Janaka
Radha Shyam Sundar. Just like this, always just lead a blissful life, always chanting, dancing, feasting, a very, very happy life. Forget about all anxiety, stress, just take shelter of Krishna. Like Vrindavan, devotees, gopis and gopas, they just forget about all problems. In all situations, they just take shelter of Krishna and they are always happy, always blissful. So similarly, we have to follow the Buddhist step. We have to take shelter of the Supreme Authority, Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. When we take shelter of Krishna, or when we try to serve Krishna, or in other words, when we take anxiety for Krishna, then we need not to take anxiety for self. Then Krishna will take our anxiety. Yes. So don't take any, just take shelter of Krishna and lead a life of bliss. Thank you so much. See, she is always dancing. Whenever Kirtan starts,